So are we good? We're at 7:30.
Yeah, we're live.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. La 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 la, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom!
Shabbat Shalom!
This is so exciting to be together. It is a true Hinei Ma Tov U'Manayim moment, a true moment where we can say how good it is to be together. We welcome you, those of you who are here in the sanctuary, those of you who are joining us online. We wish you a good Sabbath, and tonight we begin the process of reopening our congregation. Starting next week, we will be back out in the parking lot for all of our crazy summer series. And on nights that it's too hot or raining, we'll be back in the sanctuary, headed into August, when we will begin regular Friday night services in the sanctuary all together once again. Hinei ma tov u'manayim. That is really good. It is a pleasure to welcome you here. I am Rabbi Melinda Pankin.
I'm Cantor Wally Shackett-Briskin.
Behind me are our current president, Fabian Burston, for a little while longer, and our incoming president, Jennifer Fessler. And we're happy to welcome you here this evening for our beautiful installation, Shabbat. And it is my pleasure to welcome Fabian to share some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to be back in the sanctuary. And I have to say, after watching the rabbi do the announcements over the past year, she does a much better job than the presidents do. But I'll do the best that I can. Torah studies tomorrow at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock on Wednesday. 7:30 tomorrow, join us for Havdalah with Rabbi Pankin. This will be the last Havdalah that is done streamed, so that's a good sign that we're opening up. Monday, July 19th, join us on Zoom for a lovely evening with the comedian, Rabbi Bob Alper, who'll be joining with Alyssa Adasa. This program with Rabbi Bob Alper and the spirituality of laughter, guaranteed to give you at least 75 belly laughs. Soon to be one of the temple. This is soon to be on the temple's website and incoming emails. Once you register, you'll receive a link via email. The local food banks, including Open Door, Casa Freehold, and other local agencies in particular, are in need of diapers. especially any size other than 5, and feminine products, canned fruit, rice, dish, and laundry soap. As we move into summer, we will be moving back into the parking lot for our annual summer series. Please join us for this wonderful series, including Snow Cone Shabbat, S'mores Shabbat, Hot Diggity Dog Shabbat, Salsa and Sangria Shabbat, and Ice Cream Shabbat. You scream for Shabbat, among others at 6 o'clock p.m. Well, thanks again, and Shabbat Shalom, and thank you.
It is my pleasure now to welcome our B'nai Mitzvah families to lead us in the candles and the Kiddush this Shabbat. It is my pleasure to call forward Gavin, Darren, and Randy Lieb, and Matthew, Jill, and Ryan Nice to lead us in the blessings.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadled ner shel Shabbat. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage. As a reminder of the work of creation, as first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Let's read together. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty, a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchi Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirutei ve'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei decho beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'meru Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach Le'alam u'la'alamei alamaya Yitbarach Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitba'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yit'aleh ve'yithalal Shemei Kudsha B'richu Le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran belma v'meru. Amen. If you're able, please rise for our call to worship. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. La 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 la.
Let's read together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch
Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. And we continue together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Please be seated. We join together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'beitecha v'v'lechtecha v'derech v'v'shoftecha v'v'kumecha v'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotavod b'neinecha v'uchtavtam המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We read responsively. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha
Uvanecha bokei ayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elihanu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 ya la 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 la. La 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 ya la 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 la. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני שעל ישראל. Together. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for our Amidah. Adonai sifati tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen,
Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Tzomech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidon melech, Melech memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated.
We read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfills its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamavarech et amo Yisrael. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. 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 Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. We pause for a moment for silent prayer. lefanecha, yiyu leratzon imrei fi, ve'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'goali. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'goali. Yiyu leratzon imrei fi, ve'yon libi lefanecha. Yiyu leratzon imrei fi, ve'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'goali. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri ve'goali.
We always take a moment in our service to say a prayer for those who are ill and those who are in need of healing and wholeness, be it of their body, their mind, or their spirit. We certainly hold in our hearts this evening all of those who were injured in the collapse of the condominium in Miami, and we pray that more people will be found and that they all will have a complete and speedy recovery very soon. We also hold in our hearts all of those who are afflicted with COVID-19. We pray that they will also know a speedy and complete recovery, and that all of our healthcare workers remain strong and healthy in order to do the holy work of healing. We call to mind in our prayers as well this evening Nika Mandelberg, Daniel Minerva, Lori Schulman, Stephen Rice, Richard Cohen, Jordan Silverman, Nachama Leah, Karen Pine, Elliot Rudick, Erwin Young, Gabby Bursey, Rita Modell, Allison Sack, Mort Cohen, Ali Glazer, Colleen Syatt, Robert Bellino, Marilyn Jacobs, Danielle Gross, Adam Schifrin, Saul Sharkovsky, Barry Gellis, Kenneth Tankus, Itu Fang, Grace West, Leanne Hayone, William Polino, Joseph Mayer, Fiora Schwartz, Mirta Burston, Adrian Apuza, Spencer Gray Rothstein, Benita Apple, Elka Pravda Gans, Brody Scher, and Harvey Joseph. If there are others who could use a prayer for healing, we invite you to simply say their names aloud now. For those we've named, for those we haven't, and for those we name silently in our hearts, Mi shebeirach avotenu v'imotenu. May the one who brings healing bring healing to those who are ill. May their doctors and nurses be skillful and compassionate. May those who care for them find support and comfort. And may they all be granted refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, the complete healing of body and spirit. As together we say, Amen.
Mi shebeirach avotenu, mekor habaracha v'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu, mekor habracha v'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Tonight is a night of transitions, On this Shabbat, we are here to honor some people who have brought us to this moment. And at the same time, we are here to welcome some people who are going to shepherd us into the future. Before we begin our installation service, though, we need to take a moment to honor someone who has been an integral part of the leadership of Temple Shari Emeth for 21 years. On June 30th, Audrey Medvin, my assistant, will be retiring. Some of you may never have met Audrey in person, but you all know her because she is the joyful voice that answers the phone. Temple Shari Emeth, this is Audrey. She's not here in the room because she doesn't like to be the center of attention, but she's watching from home. That was our deal. For 21 years, Audrey has been a vital part of our support staff. She has always greeted the community with kindness and welcome. She has held the hands of congregants who were experiencing death or illness, ensuring they had whatever they needed in the moment. She helped shepherd hundreds of B'nai Mitzvah students into adulthood, sent out thousands of letters, answered countless phone calls, and extended more invitations to people than anyone could even keep track of. She ensured that our caring community provided meals for those who are ill and made sure she took that program as her own and worked as a partner with Barbara Esserman to make sure that it came to life. And no child passed her office without getting a sticker from Audrey. Audrey has gently cared for the names that we read on Shabbat, for Kaddish and healing prayers, and she's ensured that we continue to remember those who perished during the Holocaust each Shabbat. She has been behind each and every confirmand, ensuring they are robed and ready with service in hand. The thing about Audrey is that she never said no. Always, oh, I wasn't going to do this. Welcome back. She always went above and beyond and did whatever needed to be done. She has wrapped gifts, set up rooms, ordered food, counted checks, made copies, filed papers, ordered certificates, supported the clergy, partnered with the schools, always thinking ahead to the next thing that needed to be accomplished. And Audrey is a good friend to those that she works with, especially when she isn't playing tricks on them, and a joy to spend time with. Audrey Medvin has made TSE feel like home to so many in every way you could possibly imagine. And Audrey, so out there in TV land, we thank you for all that you have done over the past 21 years, for putting up with me, for putting up with all of us, for all the big things and for all the little ones. Your work has made a tremendous difference in the lives of this community and in the lives of your friends and colleagues who are blessed to work with you. As you open this next chapter, we all wish you the best. We want you to know how much you will be missed. We pray that the years ahead will be filled with love, good health, joy, and time with the people and things that you love. We are all the better for knowing you because you have left your imprint on our hearts. This evening, you will receive in your email a link to a kudo board with well wishes from your temple family, and we hope that you will look through the notes and know how much we love you. As God blessed our ancestors on their journey, so may you be blessed as you embark on the journey of your retirement. May you find rest and challenge, quiet and adventure. May you be sustained by the achievements of your work, life, and inspired by the possibilities of what lies ahead. May you allow yourself to experience silence and rest, and may you open yourself to the new music that may emerge from that silence. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, the entire Medvin family. We love you, and we will miss you. Tonight, we also are here not to say goodbye. Oh, phew, don't want too many goodbyes in one night. But tonight we are present as we watch one president conclude his work and the next one step up to begin hers. Tonight, before the new board is installed, I want to take a moment to thank Fabian Burston for being a magnificent president over the past 2 years. No one wants to be the pandemic president. Ask any synagogue president. I think Fabian worried that he would not accomplish what he hoped to. But Fabian, I am here to say that you accomplished so much more over this year, and you have left the community stronger than when you found it. You are smart and intuitive, a phenomenal businessman, a compassionate human being. You are a committed Jew and a person who understands the power and purpose of community. And all of this has made you an extraordinary president. I have seen firsthand the hours you have devoted to Shariemeth, the vision you bring to your work, the commitment you make to anything that you take on. You don't do it halfway. You have been my partner, confidant, sounding board, and support through what has been one of the most challenging periods in my career. And I was so grateful for your presence, your friendship, and encouragement throughout. And you were the perfect person to lead our community into an integration. You had the know-how and the open mind to make this happen. And in essence, you have cared for and grown not one community, but two. I hope that you know how much we appreciate all that you have done and all that we know you will continue to do in the years ahead. I kind of feel like it's as if God put you here in this moment for this very purpose, and we are all very grateful for your wise and generous leadership. You are going to be succeeded by a powerhouse of a woman, someone who you have been mentoring and who will continue what you have done and add her own writing to this chapter. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs wrote, "To be a leader, you do not need a crown or robes or an office. All you need to do is to write your chapter in the story, do deeds that heal some of the pain of this world, and act so that others become a little better for having known you. Live so that through your ancient covenant with God is renewed in the only way that matters in life." Moses' last testament to us at the very end of his days, says Sachs, when his mind might so easily have turned to death, his words were to the community, "Choose life." And that is what you have done. You have given our community life. Fabian, know that you have written an important and meaningful chapter in the life of Temple Shariemeth and Temple Road of Torah. You have left us better for having known you. We thank you for being a wonderful president. So with a sense of sadness and joy, it is my pleasure to invite you this last time as president of Temple Shariemeth to share some words with us.
Thank you, Rabbi. I appreciate all the words that you have for me, and I have to say, I've really enjoyed these 2 years and wouldn't change a thing being the pandemic president and being involved in integration. It's been certainly challenging, but I've got to know so many people through the process, and it's been great working with so many people, reaching back to all the past presidents and the Board of Trustees. And I'll say a few more things, but first, I typically when we are not in a pandemic stage, we probably would have had a gala for each one of these things or accomplishments that the rabbi and the cantor both achieved. So I'm hoping that when the next president comes in, we'll have something for them. The rabbi and cantor both served 25 years of service in the Jewish community. The rabbi, Pankin, earned an honorary doctorate of divinity, and Cantor Wally earned an honorary doctorate of music. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, Stuart Brown, Sharon Cohen, and Melissa Pescatori, We are going to dedicate a brick to them for that, and on the brick it's going to say, Rabbi Pankin, Honorary Doctor of Divinity, Kantawali, Honorary Doctorate of Music, 25 years of service to the Jewish community. So I'm going to give this to both of them as a duplicate. So, Cantor, I'll leave this here for you. So, unless you want to, I'll give it to you. Here you go. Another, I guess over the years, you know, people have schedules that are moving, and sometimes it's very difficult to try to target an installation and so a few years back, one of our past presidents, Bonnie Casviola, we just didn't get the opportunity to thank her for her service as a past president. So I'd like for her to come up here, and we'd like to present her with a gift. I just want to say that Bonnie has been an integral part of helping me in the integration in our group, and she's just been great in regards to seeking advice. So I just want to ask Bonnie to come up and thank you for everything you've done for us as past president, and thank you for all the work you've done on the Board of Trustees, and you've been a great advisor through the time, so thank you so much. Let's give you a hug. Then I also want to thank the following Board of Trustees members who are stepping off. Scott Secular, who's also been an officer who has been on our board for over 10 years. We want to thank you for the work you've done. Larry Pearl, who was on our Board of Trustees, as well as was involved in our long-range planning and helped tremendously in that. And we were working on it, and during the pandemic, everything changed, so we were just dedicating our time on the current, and so thank you for the work on the long-range planning that you've done. And then the last person I want to thank is Howard Burson. Howard has been, again, someone that I've looked to as a past president and advisor, and seeked his advice in a lot of different things. And I almost call him, I've told him several times, people, I call him for me, the Dr. Fauci of Temple Shari Emmett. I've looked to his advice so much. So, my advice, as a past president, and these past 2 years have been great. And my advice to Jennifer as she takes this role, which I have to say, I think we're leaving it in good hands with her, and she's going to do, I believe, a tremendous job for us in opening us up. And I would just say, look, do what you think is right. I would just follow your instincts, and make sure you look at our Board of Trustees and our past presidents, and look for their advice. And I think you're going to do a wonderful job. I also want to quickly thank my wife and my family, because there's been evenings that we've been on the phone, so thank you so much. And with that, Shabbat Shalom, and I'll introduce Jennifer Fessler. Thank you. And here is the official, I'm handing over the gavel.
Oh, you need some muscles for that. Thank you, Fabian. Shabbat Shalom. I certainly have a tough act to follow, but I have learned so much from you as a leader that if I can accomplish half of it, I'm sure I will do just fine. You were present, which I admired so much. You made a point of attending most events and meetings, and that didn't go unnoticed. Fabian showed up at our sisterhood beginning of the year dinner. For those of you, do you remember? And we all scratched our heads and were like, what on earth is he doing here? He came to support, and we appreciated it. Under Fabian's watch, we had 2 consecutive years where our membership increased. Our finances remained stable, in fact, even improved a little bit, all during a pandemic. He showed strength to the entire community as our world endured COVID-19. Support, encouragement, leadership, partnership, and friendship are only some of the many amazing attributes Fabian brings to our TSC family. On behalf of the entire board, senior staff, office staff, teachers, and congregants, thank you. We have a few things to present to you. First, a brick. This is the actual one that will go out there. Yours is in your bag. This brick will be placed on our temple walkway to honor you and your presidency here at Temple Shariamath. We hope that every time you walk into the building and see this brick, you will stand tall and proud and remember the amazing impact that you have had on all of us. Thanks, Abby. Now that you won't be so busy, there will be plenty of time for you to hit the links. You now have a personalized golf towel. You may need this to wipe your tears when you are on the golf course instead of yet another temple meeting. You may find yourself a little weepy. Not sure whether they'll be tears of joy or tears of sadness, but in any event, you're covered. I made sure you had several personalized golf balls so you don't lose them. Although as you relinquish the temple presidency, you will be so relaxed. I have no doubt your drive is going to go straight down the middle of the fairway. You have certainly earned golf ball whiskey glasses. Yeah, enough said. Additional goodies all wrapped up in the travel bag. I hope you and Sandra get a chance to travel and relax and feel confident that because of your leadership, the temple is in good hands, stronger and more stable because of your vision. Temple Shariamath has given me a community that I never anticipated. I joined the temple 10 years ago as a single mom of 2 boys. I was warmly welcomed by Rabbi Penkin, swooped into sisterhood by Anita Miller, developed my first strong relationship by chairing the youth committee and working with Sharon Cohen, stood at the Torah with both my boys as they became bar mitzvah, read from the Torah myself on the top of Masada with Rabbi Penkin, became part of a squad of great women who made a point of meeting socially every month, joined the board of trustees, and even taught a year in the ELC. I always knew at some point I would be president of this temple to thank this community for everything it has done to enrich my life. Well, I'm not technically president yet, but July 1st will be here before we know it. 3 months ago, I was really nervous. But as the weeks passed, I attended the URJ Shite seminar. I discussed my goals with others, and I'm super excited to be the next president of Temple Shariamath. I have a team of officers who I have no doubt will be an asset to our community. I want to thank our new officers, Michael Holzer and Ali Glazer, and those who are returning as officers, Alyssa Shaw, Suzanne Wyckoff, Jenna Petoskey, and Jane Lieberman, for your support and for being the ones to help guide and shape the work of this temple. I am excited to welcome Bonnie Comito, Bernie Fromovich, and Marion Kastner to the board. I love seeing new faces, eager to share new ideas and new energy. Thank you all to those who are continuing their service as board members: Ken Eben, Jerry Bursey, Anisha Gazurski, Bonnie Casfaiola, Joan Fisher, Deborah Bonomo, Scott Edison, Doug Cohen, and of course, Fabian Burston. While you're stepping down as president, I am so grateful that you will continue on the board as immediate past president. Allison Milbrad will join us again as Sisterhood president, and Josh Klein as Men's Club president. Yoshi elections are going to take place at the end of the summer, and we can't wait to welcome our new Yoshi president onto the board as well. Moses thought that he had to lead the Israelites on his own. His father-in-law Jethro, sees that he's struggling. Jethro teaches Moses that he needs to work with others to raise up the community to care for itself if they are to continue their journey together through the wilderness. It is the same for us. No community can rely on one person alone to lead. Our congregants become a part of Shariamath because because Judaism and Jewish community are important to them. So I look forward to dreaming what we can be and then working to make it happen together with all of you. My philosophy has always been that our community is only as strong as those who are part of it. And I am looking at such an amazing group of people. I truly am looking forward to seeing what we will do together. Shabbat Shalom.
Jennifer, come join me up here. I would now like to ask our board members, both continuing and those who are new to the board, to please rise as we join in the board affirmation, which will appear up there. Officers and members of the Board of Trustees, do you pledge to undertake the leadership of Temple Shari Emeth with the best interest of the sacred community in your hearts?
Officers and members of the Board of Trustees, do you pledge your personal commitment to Judaism and to the Jewish values upon which this congregation was founded?
Members of the Board of Trustees, do you accept the continued leadership of myself as president of Temple Shari Emeth and the officers, both new and continuing?
As leaders of this congregation, will you undertake to lead lives of Torah to make its message live in as many ways as possible?
Will you undertake to help lead this congregation in the performance of communal mitzvot, both within the Jewish community and in the community at large?
Officers and members of the Board of Trustees, will you work side by side with me, the rabbi, Cantor, Stuart, Melissa, Sharon, and our staff to bring about the vision of a vibrant, thriving, active, and caring center of Reformed Jewish life in Monmouth County and beyond?
Members of Temple Shari Emeth, those of you who are not stepping onto the board, will you walk side by side with our elected leaders and your staff in the fulfillment of communal mitzvot? And will you support this leadership within the Jewish community and the community at large?
We will. Members of Temple Shari Emeth, do you accept this board as your elected leadership?
I now confirm the fact that you are now the officers and members of the Board of Trustees of Temple Shari Emeth of Manalapan, New Jersey. I pray for God's blessing on you and on our congregation. And together, I invite our board to join together in this pledge. We pledge with all our strength to accept upon ourselves the responsibilities of leadership on the board of Temple Shari Emeth. For help and guidance, we will turn to our history, to the wisdom of Torah, and to the people whose trust we ask, whose dreams we represent. We seek to fulfill the best that is within us and to share with others our energy and vision, our compassion and commitment. We dedicate ourselves to these duties without fear,
Or favor, with
yielding
unyielding
integrity. This is our pledge, freely given, upon which we ask God's blessing. Amen. And for our leaders, we offer this blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom.
May God be with you, guiding and protecting you all the days of your life. And may you, with strength and with resilience, lead our community to the promised land. And let us all say, Amen. It is a Shehechianu moment in so ways to welcome a new board and to welcome them back in our sanctuary. And so I invite everyone to join in the words of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
We continue with Aleinu. We remain standing, and those of you who are not standing, please rise.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא עשנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Please be seated.
We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We certainly this evening recall the more than 617,000 and the millions around the world who have succumbed to COVID-19. We pray for those who, and we remember those who were killed in the collapse of the building, the condo in Miami. We remember those whose families are in the period of Shiva, Bernard Karp, brother of Marilyn Steiner, and we remember Stacy Fang, childhood friend of Suzanne Wyckoff, who was killed in the condo collapse. We recall those whose families are currently in the 30-day period of Shloshim, Julia Reyes, Vicki Miller, and Ann Popowitz. We remember those whose yard site falls this week, Irving Baum, Neil Bergezin, Ernest Baum, Joel Bornstein, Melanie Feinberg DeMarzo, Morton Elson, Matilda Tilly Farber, Pearl Fisher, Deanna Frankel, Nathan Freed, Susan Gitlitz, Joseph Glazer, Jennifer Sarah Goldberg, Sherry Goldberg, Herman Grill, Joseph Grossman, Ida Holkman, Leah Boskalman, Lorraine Karp, Joseph Kurtman, Minnie Kestelman, Faye Comito, David Krefsky, Lillian Krimko, Martin Krinsky, Sarah Lazar.
Diane Letton, Leona Levin, Marvin Lindenbaum, Darlene Mabin, Edward Maltz, Jean Marcus, E. Arthur Mossberg, Florence Owitz, Elsa Pollack, Goldie Pomerantz, Michael Reises, Sarah Rothman, Larry Salos, Anna Samkoff, Eric Salmon, Fanny Savitz, Norman Brian Schiff, Nat Shaw, David Shine, Harold Stitch, Risa Sustin, Surel Teitelbaum, Nathan B. Thurm, Peter Viola, Sidney Waxelbaum, Shirley Zrib. And each week we name 6 individuals who perished in the Shoah, the Holocaust. Nora Bagg, Gittel Ebishik, Mintia Furman, Avram Gusovsky, Jacob Newberg, Lazar Rubenstein.
Zichronam Levracha, may those who have touched our lives continue to touch us through the beauty of their memory. We rise now as a community for the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, bechaye chon uvyomei chon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv imru, amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal, shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved, as together we say, amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen.
Please be seated. We just want to take a moment to thank those who made donations to the synagogue this week. Donations were made in memory of Sally Green, Julia Reyes, and for the art site of Joseph Grossman, Anne-Marie Pesci, Joel Bornstein, Ernest Baum, Marvin Lindenbaum, Eric Salmon, Nathan Freed, Elsa Pollack, Lillian Krimko, Faye Camito, Sherry Goldberg, Deanna Frankel, Risa Sustin, Leah Boss-Kallman, Herman Grill, Lorraine Karp, Fanny Goldberg, Leo Edwab, and Peter Viola. Donations were made in honor of the Bat Mitzvah of Hannah Noodleman, for the complete and speedy recovery of Marlene Burson, and in appreciation of Fabian Burston. Any good news to share? Haven't been able to do that in a year and a half.
We haven't shared in a long time.
Yes.
Our daughter graduated high school yesterday.
Mazel tov.
I'll cry with you. It's okay.
And our son looks so happy in his camp pictures. It's his first time at camp, and we couldn't be happier.
Yay, Mazel Tov.
Which camp?
Harlem.
Which camp? Harlem. Yay.
Harlem, yay.
He's like happy with friends.
Please give Raquel a big hug for me. Mazel Tov. Yes. Yay, Mazel Tov. More graduates. So exciting. For those of you who are having children graduate, make sure that you give us their college information, because we have a fabulous college committee that is ready to send them gifts, and we don't want to forget about them. Yes.
Well, Brian graduated, and in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he's off to Gucci, which is the URJ camp in Indiana, to go hang with Rachel Waldorf.
Very exciting. We have kids going to all kinds of URJ programs. We have a handful of kids who are going to Israel in a few weeks. Cantor Wally is going to be shepherding them on the plane. Very exciting.
Roger,
And-
over.
We have kids at Eisner, Creative Arts, Gucci, Harlem, and SciTech. It's pretty good, right?
And creative art.
I said, yeah.
Did you say that?
I thought I said Creative Arts.
It's worth saying twice.
That's right. It's my kid who's going. I hope I remember. Any other nice things? Yes, Bonnie. Yay, Hannah. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wish me a summer of easy sermon writing. That's the energy that I'm looking for this summer.
That's important.
Thank you. Yes. For all of those who are going to camp, we wish you well. Send us postcards. We love to hear from you. And we hope you have the most memorable summer ever. And with that, let's join together in The motzi. It's a real challah.
It's a real challah. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. How truly beautiful is this Shabbat day. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
As we gather in blessing, let's leave one another in blessing. I invite you to put your hands on your hearts or your loved ones around you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May you be blessed. May you be safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May you be luminous. May you be loved. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you be joyous. May you be healthy. May you be whole. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat
Would you like to take this with you?
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom.